Hi everyone, this is Mike with a brief video about using our MyOpenMath platform, which is going to be critical to your work and success in the course. So I'm starting here in Blackboard because this may be where you enter MyOpenMath for the first time. In general, you can navigate directly to MyOpenMath by just typing myopenmath.com. But you can certainly go in through Blackboard by clicking on this link here. As I mentioned in a previous video, this MyOpenMath folder has some videos and instructions about getting started in MyOpenMath, including this video that you're watching right now. If you click on this link here, it will take you to this page, to myopenmath.com. This is their login page. And if you have worked in MyOpenMath before, you can, of course, log in and enroll in the class using the username and password that are given in the syllabus and in Blackboard. But if you have not worked in MyOpenMath before, what you're going to want to do is go to register as a new student. And here is just an account setup page. Setting up an account is completely free. You decide your username and password. Please, when you enter in your email address, make it an email address that you check, because I will be communicating to you through the email address that you give in your account. So be careful that you type it correctly and make sure that it's an address that you are regularly active in. As I mentioned before, you'll need the course ID and the enrollment key, so make sure that you take note of those in the syllabus or in Blackboard. And when you click sign up, you will be given access to the page that I'll show you in just a minute. It looks something like this. And our class here is Calculus 3, Math 230, Section 231. So when you click on that link, you will be taken to this page. And you can see when you first log in, there will be some forums that are new. These are posts that I've made to the forums. So if you click on those, you will see those posts that I've made. Here's a quick post about adding a photo to your profile, and then a post about how to post questions in the weekly forums. So you can read through those if you like. I want to go back to the main page here, though, and just give you an idea of how the structure of MyOpenMath is laid out. So you can see some major course links here at the top of the screen. So these will go to your messages. You can either compose or read messages from here. I will be sending you messages about once a week, sometimes more often, and you'll be able to read messages through there. The forums page will take you to all the weekly discussion forums, as well as the activities, which usually take place in a forum. There's a calendar link, which I'll show you in a moment, and a link to your gradebook, which you can also view all the work that you've done so far in the class. Some of those same menu links are here on the left-hand side of the screen as well. The main portion of the course page is set up into things called blocks. And you can see those blocks sometimes look like folders, in which case you will be taken to a new page. Or a block can be organized using this little triangle button, which allows you to expand or contract the block. So when you click on the triangle, it will either expand or contract the block. And in the Start Here block, there's the welcome video, which I hope you've already watched, a link to the syllabus document, and to my office hours for the summer. And then there's also a view of the calendar. This is what the calendar will look like if you actually click on the calendar link right here at the top of the screen. You can change how many weeks you're viewing at a time. The default view is 4 weeks at a time, and you can see that all of the main tasks of the course are listed here. And when you click on a particular day, you will see what's due in that day. So not necessarily what's due, but what I'm recommending that you work on that particular day of the course. So you can see on Tuesday, June 9th, I'm suggesting that you watch the video lessons related to vectors in 3 dimensions and read through the textbook, the vectors in 3 dimensions textbook section, as well as the video lessons on the dot product and the textbook section related to the dot product. The following day, Wednesday the 10th, you can see there are many assignments that are already due. Assignment number 1, assignments 2, 3, and 4, all related to those previous things that you should be watching and working on in the first few days. The first couple of weeks of the class are pretty intense, just to make sure that we get off on the right foot, and also to allow a little bit of time at the end to review and prepare for a challenging final exam. So I'll say a little bit more about how to proceed through assignments in just a minute, but that's a brief look at how the calendar works. You can actually, inside the calendar, these are all active links. So when you're ready to work on an assignment or to watch videos or read through the textbook, you can click on the links that take you directly to those things. Inside the Start Here menu is also assignment number 1, which is a review assignment. And you should use that review assignment to help you get ready for the class and to look at the stuff that you need to review and refresh in Unit 1. There's also another block in here about course tools. So there's a link to the textbook. There's a folder about Mathematica, which you will be using frequently throughout the 6 weeks of the summer session, and some other tools that might be valuable as we go through the course. So give me a moment. I'm going to collapse this block here. When you click on the weekly discussion forums, this is something I'm going to ask you to do once each week. And you can see that week 1 is available. Every week there will be a new week that is available to you, but you'll only be able to post during 1 week at a time. So week number 1, new threads are available to post now, and those are due on Wednesday, June 10th at 11:59. You can reply to your classmates until 11:59 p.m. on Thursday the 11th. The first forum, you can really just post a little bit about yourself. But in general, when you're posting to the weekly forums, your job is to post either a question that has arisen for you during your work in the class that week, or you can answer a question of one of your classmates. And there are some guidelines that you should use when you're posting a question or answering a question, and there's a link here that you can read what those guidelines are. So the weekly discussion forums, you can earn full credit by posting just once every week. If you choose to post more than once, that can earn extra credit for that week's post grade. So if you're interested in earning some extra credit, stay extra active in the weekly forums. Another component of the course are the activities, and you can find those activities here in the activities folder. Many of those activities are already available, and so you can see there will be 8 activities throughout the span of the course. But in general, where you're going to be spending most of your time are in these blocks. So I just want to show you a little bit of what these blocks look like. So go into Unit 2, and the first new material, which may be new for some of you, but for many of you, the first section or 2 could be a review. If you go into Unit 2, you'll see there's a link to the objectives. These are the course level objectives that you'll find in the syllabus. Every unit has these objectives listed. And these objectives, by the way, are how I build exams. So when I'm writing exams, I look at those objectives and pay attention to what kinds of items are going to help meet those objectives. And so when you want to anticipate what kinds of items might be on the exam, those objectives are a good way to anticipate that. Section 2.1, I'll just show you inside of that because this is a good example of what you'll see when you click on any given section in the course. So you'll see there's a link to a video playlist. Those video playlists run anywhere from about half an hour on the low end to about an hour and a half on the high end. I would say usually they're closer to about an hour total, those playlists. And my advice to you is to watch those videos as though you were attending class. Take notes, pause the videos as necessary, and send me questions about the videos as you watch them. When you have watched those videos, then I recommend taking some time to read through the textbook section related to that same set of topics. Usually reading through the textbook will take about a half an hour to 60 minutes as well. Now, you don't have to read the textbook as though it were a novel or a literature assignment. Oftentimes, if you've watched the videos, the textbook, you can just kind of skim through and maybe look through a couple of examples in careful detail. But my advice to you is, before you start an assignment, to watch the videos and to read through the textbook. And that should take, on average, about 2 or 2.5 hours total. Then, once you've done those things, you should go ahead and get started on the assignment. Now, you'll notice that the assignment has this link called Use a Late Pass. If it looks like you may not be able to finish the assignment before the due date, you can click on this link and it will extend your due date by 72 hours, which will enable you to have a little bit longer to work on that assignment. Keep in mind that working on the assignment during a late pass or during an extension that's created by the late pass will incur a penalty. So any work that you do during that extended time will not count as full credit, but working on it and getting some credit is significantly better than skipping it altogether. You have, at the beginning of the course, 25 late passes that you can use, and my hope is that should be plenty for you in case you are running a little bit behind here and there during the course. So in general, I'll go to the calendar here. In general, my advice, as you can see on the first day of class, I'm recommending that you watch the welcome video if you have not watched it already, to read through the syllabus, and then to go ahead and look at these video lessons and textbook section related to vectors in 2 dimensions. So the welcome video and the syllabus should take you about 30 minutes, I would say. And then this portion, you should actually get started on stuff related to the class, and that'll take another couple of hours. You probably have worked with vectors in 2 dimensions before, but if not, it's a relatively simple topic for us to get started on. My hope is that you'll be able to work on, either on the first day of class, Monday, or Tuesday, you'll be able to work on assignment number 2. Notice that assignment number 2, as well as 3 and 4, are all due on Wednesday, June 10th at 11:59 p.m. Taking calculus over a 6-week session is extremely intense, so hopefully you can see by the calendar why it's really important that you're working every day or nearly every day on the course. So let's go back to the main page here. And I think that concludes what I wanted to say, except for one other thing. You'll notice that some of these blocks are not currently available. So if I click on Unit 3, when I try to expand that block, it doesn't show anything. The reason for that is because I really want you to concentrate on the unit review and Unit 2, which is our main focus for right now. As we move through the class, the content in these blocks will become visible to you. Finally, the exam folder is listed exams and answer keys. Oftentimes when I teach this class, the exams are paper and pencil based, and so I post an answer key after the exams have been taken. In this version of the course, you will be taking the exams online, and so the answer keys will become part of the exams once the deadline has passed. With that, I think that's a fairly good introduction to MyOpenMath, but if you have any questions or concerns as you work through the course and you want to know how to find something, please let me know, and I wish you good luck.